Hey guys, good morning. Don't mind me. I was up tinkling in some makeup this morning, just experimenting with colors. And I think this here is too dark around my eyes because my eyes is already dark, but I'm not here to talk about makeup. I am here to talk about a fallen Chicago officer and any officer. I don't know. I didn't do my research. I don't know how the police force work. I don't know what you have to do to get in. I don't know what you need to do to get out. I just know throughout my 53 years, I've heard good and bad stories about officers abroad. I've heard um, of um, officers doing the most. I know or knew a few officers who did the most. One thing that I know for certain, one thing that I know, and it could be universal, that it's a dangerous job. It is one of the most dangerous job to have. When you sign up, and I'm talking to the officers, not the security guards. No, I'm just being facetious. Um, when you choose to be a officer, a sheriff, a captain, a lieutenant, a security guard, armed and unarmed, what are you thinking? We need to fill those positions. But do you think you're going to return back home? What do you think when you put that uniform on and you get out there in them streets? What do you think? What are you thinking? I'm dealing with Chicago because that's my home. And two Latino women lost their lives for trying to keep the city streets safe. Male officers has lost their lives trying to keep the streets of Chicago safe. I don't know the duty. I don't know the job. Why y'all chasing folks? If I gotta chase you, you won't be caught. Especially on foot. And the only ones that I hear of the police giving chase to is black people. Stop chasing them. You know the outcome can be bad. I'm not chasing. I might chase you in my vehicle, But I'm not chasing you on foot. These people, neighborhoods. They know where they didn't stash their goodies, and you don't think that they running towards their goodies. I'm not chasing nobody. You know how dangerous some of those apartment buildings are in Chicago. Why are you fooling around? And see, what they don't tell you and what they don't want to show you is that some of these officers have to put up a persona that they're not scared of you and I'm not afraid behind this badge. And anytime, in most cases, when you get bad behind a badge or in front of a badge, you got one or two that is going to jump bad with you. You got some that wants to challenge an officer, that wants to take a officer down. Y'all, you officers, y'all need to be as most humble as you can. You may not be afraid of us civilians, but us civilians are not afraid of y'all anymore. You know this. When y'all go to y'all little police meetings, I know y'all talking about this. You got to. Don't let them sergeants and all them higher uppers gas y'all up and make you poke your chest out. These niggas got weapons I can't pronounce and don't know where they got them from. Y'all know this. And they itching to use it on one of y'all specifically. I had an encounter with a black officer. He was the only black officer out the bunch. And they appeared to be 23 and under, 18 to 23. But it was the black officer that wanted to show out for the white cops. Push past me like I'm coming up in here. You said something that sparked an alarm. Let me go in here and see what hey, hold on. I didn't invite you in. You me, ask me if you can come in. You just don't walk in. This is where I pay rent, not you. They do shit. We civilians know too much now for them to just have their way with us now. There was a time when the police was feared. No one is afraid of you. No one is afraid of going to jail. Some is not afraid of being unalived. Some is not afraid to tussle and wrestle with you. The young woman that lost her life, it was later reported that An officer took her out. Accidentally. And I'm not going to say alleged because it's in the news. I'm quoting. What was that about? Was that targeted? Was that person shooting with their eyes closed? Did you happen to get in the way? I don't know. And I'm sure there's a lot of questions. Answers, but not available to us. All I'm saying is when you take that job, you know. And if you don't know, you should know this may be my last night that I slept here. This is my last night, morning, being with my family. You know what comes with that. The hooping and the hollering to me is unnecessary. Just like when your people join the military, you wish for the best, you pray for the best. But when you take on that job, and those planes and those ships and on ground, in the tankers, in the bunkers, wherever, what the hooping and the hollering is for. You know what it is. I'm turning the page. Mothers, when your children is out there in them streets wilding out and wilding out in your home and joining this and joining that and partaking in this and that, and then you get the phone call, you're hooping and you're hollering, but you know what they were doing and you know what comes out of that: death or jail for some. You know, like I said in my other video, how can I say this without being mean or sounding confusing? We know, we know right from wrong. We know. But we, the people, have chosen to tear down the barriers. There's no more right and wrong. We just out here. Believe it or not, you have to have structure. Believe it or not, you do have to have limits. Because if not, you're going to run into destruction. And I understand that we push the limit and success is waiting. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about when you're out here doing the most that will cause you to be unlived or in jail. Like my dad would say, you're throwing rocks at it. You keep going, you keep going. I dodged this, I dodged that. I did a few years of that. I did a few years there. I got put down. I was in the hospital, but I'm back. And you keep going. What do you think is going to happen? You're not crazy. You're not stupid. But you keep continuing to throw rocks. For the parents, are you crying because your protection is gone? Are you crying because you don't have the money, the resources to take care of that baby, whether he's on this side or that side, unlived or in jail? Because in jail costs. Or he's messed up for the rest of his life and now you got to push him around and haul him around. Is that why you're crying? That you can no longer wear diamonds and furs and drive nice cars and your home fixed up? What is it? What is it? And this is not a shot at the parents, by no means. But how is it that our babies went to school, did good, you had them involved in some things, come from a two-parent home, a single-parent home, but you did good by them, and then they grow up and they go hood, they go street, right to the street. Now they the biggest and the most baddest and the most feared on the street, and you can't do nothing with them. I had a few of them. They grown now, married, working, got their own. So, but I got one that's trying to come up under that. And like most mothers, let him go. Let him do him. But the difference between you and I, maybe, mine don't live here no more. That's not welcome. And it's not tolerated. And what you get out there is what you get, because when I tried to get you right, when I tried to put you on the right path, when I tried to cater to your needs, your wants, and understand your point of views, that wasn't enough. So you go out there and get your experience. Hope you live to tell it. Okay? With a smile on my face. Because when you've done all that you can, what is left to do but to stand? I do not like it for the family of the fallen officer or officers, because no one expect to get unlived on the job. But again, any job is not off limits. But when you are an officer, you know shootouts is a part of the job. And I'm not saying in this case because I don't know, but I do know that there are some cricket officers that is working with the street, is familiar with some of these characters, grew up with some of these characters, maybe family members to some of these characters. That's all for now. Choose your job wisely. Know what you are getting into. Do your research. Until next time, take care of yourself, love yourself, and be kind to yourself.